GM. Give me a little bit to share. Let's see. There we go. Boom. Let's get some people in, and like last but not least, like we will be like opening like the Ghost Star figurine, right? So I mean, like I think like NFTs right now are in an interesting spot, right? Like we are definitely we're definitely like in an interesting spot, right? Because like I mean, like, how do we get like more bearish on a sentiment point of view? I don't think we can really. And I also believe that some of these things have just like broken out, right? And you hear no one talk about it. So what are the options we have? What are the options, right? Like, is this going to be like a big fucking field rally yet again? Or are we going to have like some actually like proper kind of disbelief rally? I think as it seems that actually Matlats are finding somewhat of a, what's it called? They seem to actually be finding somewhat of a support here, right? I mean, like, let's just dig into it. Let me also just like, guys, like, don't mind me. I'm taking like a little bit longer to get this shit like started, right? Like it's Sunday. Okay, let me just share the message. I mean, this is gonna be interesting, right? Like, with Matlats, what are we thinking, chat? Like, I'll tell you this much: I'm definitely thinking that Tensor has been taking like taking the time to just like poke the fucking charts, if anything. I mean, geez, Louise. Jeez Louise. I mean, like, that's so far that's pretty nice. I mean, like, you gotta hate like these kind of wicks though, right? Like, that's so fucking annoying. I mean, this kind of does look good though, doesn't it? Right? Anyway, so like what I would like to discuss for sure today, right, would be, well, let's see if we can like get some potential like reversals on like NFTs. I do kind of feel that people are just like super bearish, right? And generally speaking, I think like most people are just wrong. We'll see if it's gonna make sense, right? Like if this would be like a potential area of like reversal, but it could. I think it definitely could. Plus, more than anything, we're gonna unpack this bastard live on stream, folks. Let's see what we have, right? I mean, like, it's the medieval one, right? Like, it only took him like what, half a year to ship. No biggie. Candy and Johnny D got, so we forgive you guys. Let's see though. So far we got like 21 people in the chat. Let's go. Bear with us though, folks. Like, allegedly NFTs are dead. I don't think so though, right? I really do not think so. I think we're probably closer to like a bottom than to a top. If only these fucking charts would just load. Wait, I could. Magic Eden are like the worst charts too though. Yeah, I mean, like, let's just like get right through it, right? We're seeing like some nice reactions though, right? D Got's up 3%, Tranny Foxes 6%, Utes 4%, SMB percent, right? Finally, right? Let's just call it like it is. Finally, it's actually quite good to finally see some kind of like a reaction at like these levels, right? Let's just like get right into it with like DGOTs. This definitely is where like the other charts are just like so much better. Yeah, there we go. It only took him what, 5 minutes to load or something like that, but like we broke, right? I think we should like very much just like hold these kind of levels for sure, right? But I mean, like if we do, and I mean, like God forbid we actually like maintain these levels or like print higher highs, then I do kind of feel that the low is in, right? Especially, I mean, like we already broke out, but especially if we would actually like do something like this, this would be like your final trigger, right? It's all we can like hope for at like this point, really. But like I'll tell you this much, I've seen so many posts on people leaving the space, Ethereum bros dunking on Solana. Well, I mean, like it's not like their own little like chain is doing like a lot better, right? At the very least, like Solana is where the fun is at. In my book, that is. So yeah, I mean, like GM Toshi finally actually, I mean, like it's just like a copy pasta. I think like these guys at this point are just like debating us, right? I mean, what can we say, right? Like I do kind of feel that like these kind of like price points are just like such a potential good buy, right? Like on the long term. I mean, like, you know what, like other than like rubbing like the crystal ball and like knowing what's gonna go come on next, historically speaking though, right, we're definitely like rather low rather than high, right? So like I mean, like I might sound kind of retarded with this one, but like if you were a fan at MATLATs of these prices, why not these prices, right? Like the art at the end of the day, like the art didn't change, right? Plus, like if people just like bought it to get the allocations to airdrops, right? I mean, like that's so speculative. Having said that, folks, let's just like do some scout some fun things, right? Utes, for example, I mean, like they look good. It doesn't take like a lot for them to actually, they're getting bought up, right? Right where they should be. And even if you just like use like the closest more so, I think they're ripe to actually go up. And again, like this is just my opinion, right? But if I were to be wrong, then this would just be a deviation and we'd just go something like that. I don't see it happening. I think like Utes is just like great art, and I think like these are just like some awesome prices to just like get some allocations in, really. Having said that, if one would sweep 50 Utes, right, costing 63 Solana, which is what, like 6K? It only takes like 6K for us to like shoot up with like 30%. Isn't that nuts? And afterwards, like the floor is like really thin, right? Like really thin. Extremely thin. So yeah, I mean, like, Utes specifically, I made like videos on them. I like Utes. They're kind of what SMB Gen 3 is to SMB Gen 2, right? That's kind of like the ratios they have with Utes and DGOTs. Very likable, very low entry barrier, if you will, right? Fun times, good art. I mean, like, it's subjective, but you know what? Like, great volume, right? Like, if you're looking at like the volume of let's go at the 7A volume. Nearly 200 Solana volume, which is like seventh. Actually, a lot more than SMB Gen 3. Interesting. But if you look at the market cap, I think it's not that big at all. 8K Solana market cap. Number 31, right? It is great volume at like these places in my book, right? Plus, like, the art does look kind of dope. Like, I mean, like, guys, like, just like from a sentiment perspective, and like, let me know in like whatever chat you're at, right? Like, if every chat should just like pop up in the screen, like whether you're watching on Kick, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever, right? But let me know what you guys think. I think like buying at these prices could age like really well. If anything, right? Apart from like the speculative asset, I think like this is great profile picture art for what? How much are these bastards right now? Not even $100, which is historically just nuts, right? I think like Utes, I'm pretty sure Utes used to trade at what? 5K USD. Fairly sure. Let's see. I mean, we got like the MACD crossover here, finding support. I mean, it would be actually perfect if, have we already broken out? I mean, like, we did break out. There you go. There you go, folks. Let's see, right? I mean, like, if we're gonna, I'll tell you guys this much, right? If we were just looking at a shit coin at these kind of valuations, and you'd be like, well, this shit coin has like broken out. I mean, like, you can put it like this as well, right? But like, either way, it has broken out. Why could it not just like go to these highs. It kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong, call me retarded if you will, right? But I do kind of feel that people are just like so pessimistic on NFTs right now, which is probably like whatever you want to, I mean, like that's kind of what you want, right? Same with DGOTs, right? If you just like look at it, if this were a shitcoin, you would probably rather buy it than sell it, right? Anyways, having said that, like if you want to get like into the market, what are some of like the better buys like right here, right now? Because like factually, right, you're probably best off just buying whatever makes sense to you at or near the floor. I must say though, like I do kind of like this one a lot. All seeing eyes are just like quite sick. The coloring with like the goo dripping out of like the angel wings match like the all seeing eyes quite nicely, right? Especially if you zoom in like deeper on them, that's where like the fun really gets. FTX shirt, right? And yet again, like I'm quite sure that the season 2 and season 3 are actually season 1 and season 2 are actually quite different. Let's see. $5326 $5326 boom. I mean, again, like I'm not a fan of like season 1. I think it looks horrible. But again, art is subjective. You can agree with me or disagree. You're A-okay either way. Season 2 is really good though, right? I think like season 2 is like where DGOTs actually got to be DGOTs. This version is like, well, I mean, like at the end of the day, right? Like, what do you want? You got like 3 NFTs pretty much for the price of 1, right? And you should just like treat it as it is, as a collectible combined with the community, right? And I think like it's a great community to be a part of. I mean, like anyone who is like, well, NFTs are dead, yada yada yada, you're just not really looking at like the right places. Like, I mean, like I don't want to be like Mr. Obvious in here, right? But like, if you're gonna judge like NFT activity while we're in the midst of the bear market, then no, I mean, like judge away. But there's also like a reality to where one can like judge it by whatever's happening in the space, right? Are the communities still active, right? And like obviously communities will be like a lot more active if there'll be just like an inflow of more and more and more people. But it doesn't mean that we're dead. I mean, like if you go to like the DGOTS Discord, for example, any day of the week you'll actually have like a lot of people just like having their enjoying the banter, having a good time. But like there are new ones as well. Also, having said that, within a few days from now, I'm gonna send a message to OK Bears, which I have over like the past little bit. And I'm quite sure that Kais is gonna be, could very well be my next guest, right? I mean, that's just like whatever is going to be. That's just like some alpha here. I expect them to actually get in here soon. I mean, looking at this one, pretty fucking good too, right? Mythic Wings, Crown, crazy good grill. And I mean, there really are like a few ways to look at these things in my book, right? Because like on the one hand, you'd be paying what? How many? Like that's 6.5 floors, let's say 6 floors. You're probably better off just getting yourself 6 actual floors. Like that's way more liquid, not quite as much like it's less speculative at the end of the day, right? You keep to be more liquid. It's harder to, or like it's actually like easier trading your floors than just like getting one grill and just like hoping it does well. But on the other hand though, it's fairly cheap, right? I mean, like if you're looking at like the USD valuation right here, right now, then I mean like 2.7k for like a clear top 100 DGOT. I mean, like, am I up on? I think it's top 100, like rank 47 here, 2728. Let's see. 2728, rank 70. I mean, like that's not bad, folks. Not at all. Not at all. That's actually quite good. So, I mean, up to you. We all prefer grills. Let's just call it like it is, right? But on the other hand, though, I mean, again, what do you want? If you prefer to just like play it rather safe, then again, floors all the way. Less risk, more liquidity, easier time getting in and out, easier time trading, yada yada yada. But I mean, like, there's no denying these are some great looking GOTS. They're not cheap compared to the floors, but like historically speaking, they're quite fucking cheap. If only it didn't take me like what, like 3 minutes. There we go. So if you're looking at like the dollar valuation though, right? I mean, historically speaking, like this is not that expensive at all, right? And who knows what's gonna happen, right? But I mean, like, this is pretty much your all-time low. So if you're like me, for example, and again, like, I'm not advocating to be like me, slightly autistic, unhealthy habits of like buying NFTs, right? But like, if you always like wanted to buy yourself like some great looking on-chain art, historically speaking, like these are like great levels, right? So yeah, I mean, like, the choice is up to you. I mean, like, I know I am way rather a buyer at these levels than a seller, for sure, for sure. So that's one, right? I would advise like anyone though, like, let's say, like, are you interested in NFTs? Yes or no? I mean, like, if not, then like this is not the channel for you. Boom. If so, where would you prefer your NFTs to be at? Would you prefer them to be on Bitcoin, on Ethereum? If any of like those names are like, you're like, I prefer Ethereum NFTs, I prefer Bitcoin, that's all good. I'm just not the channel for you. I am on Solana. I prefer Solana like all the way. I think like the art is just like way nicer. I think communities are nicer. I like the smaller kind of ecosystem. I like how like the user experience is just like so much better in my opinion, because I've traded on both, like with Bitcoin ordinals, I've traded on Ethereum. I don't like it. Now, I've seen like many guys like doom posting on, well, there's no there isn't any Solana NFT project with like a floor price above 2k USD. What can I say, folks? Suck it. We're in a bear market, and like we're probably like a lot closer to the bottom than to the top, right? The top, like the bottom might already be in. Who knows, right? But though, Solana is definitely like where the volume was at in like the last bear market, right? I preferred Solana all the way compared to Ethereum. And again, Bitcoin is just not the nicest user experience, and I don't give a shit about Ethereum. Just me being real. Higher prices, shittier user experience, and again, very subjective, to each their own. This is it to me, right? So, however, though, if you're like, you know what, like I actually do like Solana, then probably like, then this might be like a very interesting time, right? Because like at the end of the day, like you'll be counter trading to start building a collection when you see like so many people just like doom posting into oblivion. And I mean, like, it's kind of longing the FTX crash after Bitcoin, the FTX, it's kind of similar to longing Bitcoin after the FTX crash, right? If that makes sense to anyone. You see all these bigger accounts, I'm officially leaving NFTs, I'm officially leaving NFTs. I mean, either copy pasta or not, but like, let's take a look at something. Matt Latz. First real post. Important vote for Matt Latz. Do you want Vincent to be removed being a community manager? Please explain why, yes, no, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I mean, like, if you're looking at like the Wall Street chart, right? if you're looking at the Wall Street chart, where do you think we'd be? Anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression. I think it's probably a case by case kind of thing. I think like we've seen like a lot of denial from Matlats like a few months ago. We definitely capitulated, right? And I think like it's somewhere between like anger and depression. If you're comparing that to the likes of DGOTS, for example, I think we're quite hardcore in like the depression stage, right? It should be noted that within like the depression stage though, that a lot of like older players are leaving the scene while new players, aka like for NFTs, that would be collectors, right, are looking to actually build upon their collection till as old as time, pretty much, right? So again, like if you would compare these, I'm not sure why, but like it's taking forever to load on this one. Jeez. I mean, like good things take like a little bit to load. Oh, there you go. If you just like compare this, right? This chart to this. I think like we're well in like the depression stage. Quite easily, actually. Quite easily. So then like the big question is, right? Like what's there after depression? Right? You got to decide for yourself, right? But I'll tell you this much. Just if this has your interest, if you are a collector, whether it's Pokemon cards, baseball cards, or just like from like your human nature, like do you like to collect? Historically speaking, when no one is actually bullish at like these things or whatever, historically speaking, like those are like the biggest opportunities, right? I don't think like that is anything anyone has not really heard of. I mean, like that's basically all everyone says. But when it comes down to like acting towards it, people freeze, right? For whatever reason. So plus, I mean, like this might be depression, but like let me just like show you a few charts which are just like actually quite bullish. I mean, bear with me. I mean, Solana Strays, very new project, right? Like I interviewed their founder lately. This looks pretty good, right? Now, stay cautious with like these newer kind of projects, right? Because like the liquidity is like pure shit. But when it comes down to like the fundamental aspect, these guys are using like what 20% of their royalties to actually, or like 20% of all revenue to actually help stray animals. If you're gonna like spend on digital collectibles anyways, you might as well just like spend on like some projects which are like a net positive, right? Interesting. So yeah, I mean, like to each their own, folks. To each their own, right? Let's see some of the other newer projects, right? We had Haxon not too long ago looking to actually like redo their art, I believe, which should be sometime soon, I reckon. These might be your new kind of projects, right? And as much as like this might not look picture perfect actually, but so like bear with me, just like stating it like it is, folks. The Solana chart kind of looks shitty, but I do like the USD chart a lot, right? Buying pretty much at all-time lows. Buying pretty much at all-time lows. I feel like that's quite interesting. And I mean, like, if you're gonna like, obviously, especially with new projects, I think like the due diligence should be done by you yourself, like so nicely, right? Because newer projects, I guess, that are a little bit more risky. But then again, like, what is risk, right? Like, if you have like so-called blue chips like Matlat shitting the bed like that. And that's just me being real, folks. But I'll tell you this much, right? Like, the art does look kind of cool. I think it actually looks really cool. Rogues is also like another one I'm actually like paying close attention to. I've had their founder on, Degen founder. I mean, like, the chart looks kind of ugly. Let's just call it like this. It's Solana. That's seems we're just like stuck in this range, right? Let's just call it like it is. But not if, but when like this range gets broken. I mean, like, boy, oh boy. It will probably be really, really, really good. Right? Like, another one that was probably like the biggest stream I've had so far, right, was, let me see, where's this MFR? There we go, MidEvils. Actually making a lot of noise right now, right? With their free mint coming up. Built by the ones who are actually, who designed like the arts for D-Gods, Sir Candy Apple and Johnny D-Gods, that is. I think like these guys are like very, very, very special and something to keep an eye on. So if we're looking at this from a technical point of view, we definitely left the range there, right? Close the weekly like this, and I think it's go time. I would reckon. Talking about MidEvils, let's just open this one. So the big thing with MidEvils, right, is their burning mechanism, right? MidEvils have their things with Primevils going on right here, right now, to where there you go. MidEvils, Primevils, it's a free mint for anyone who owns a MidEvil. 1,000 supply, built by the community. It's not built by the community, it's voted on by the community, but who cares, right? You own and train a MidEvil. Owning and training a MidEvil means locking your MidEvil. You vote on every trade, right? And there's no voting left, so no biggie there. But the mint on like the 31st, which is in 2 days from now, will be done for free, right? So, and then the random burn begins, right? So how that works, 95% of the Primevils will be randomly burned in 3 weeks. After the mint, every day at 9 a.m. PST, an increasing percentage of Primevils will be randomly burned out of the people's wallets. In order to save your Primeval, you will have to burn 2 MidEvils or get lucky. What will you choose? Now, what will you choose, folks? Let's see with this one, right? Because with these, this was their very first burn. Let me, man, the box is kind of big and kind of thick. Let's just say it like this. So this was their first burn, to where you'd have to you actually had to like burn a MidEvil for this. Then you got like this 10-inch collectible. Do not place inside body. I mean, like, you don't need to tell me twice, right? 10 inches and thick. Oh, there we go. Oh, geez. We're literally... We got some fucking white gloss with this. Well, let's see, folks. It does look good, right? Looks dope. Well, there we go. That was quite the fun experience. Well, sadly, I didn't get like the fucking what's it called? The rare one. But the good thing is there's still like what, like 8 left. So many still yet to be unpacked, right? Like actually like quite interesting. So anyways, too bad we did not get like the 1 out of 10 special ones, but like again, this is like a really cool piece though. Like if you're into like figurines and like that kind of stuff, right? Like some have like anime figurines, yada yada yada. I think it's quite a nice collectible. Let's just call it like it is. Let's see. I'm actually about to like upload my next video on YouTube as we speak. Let's see. I think I'll check out like some rogues. And afterwards, though, I'm gonna call it for today. I think like for rogues, like the most interesting part is that if anyone just would splat down what, like 41 Solana, that will make them go up by what, fucking 2x, which are just like crazy prices, right? Like I think like this is the interesting part about like NFTs right now, what no one really is talking about, that it's not gonna take a lot of like fresh money to come in to actually start mooning, right? I think like the liquidity is not crazy, but that's just because like most of it has been like bought up by collectors to begin with, right? I think that's some crazy food for thought. Anyways, like the next video I will be uploading will be on a NFT tier list, because like they just do well. Plus, right, most importantly, this is where we separate the art from the project itself, right? So for like the next video, which I will upload literally in just like few clicks, to be honest with you, it will be like a tier list on the art without the project. Definitely not made for kids. No. I mean, last but not least, folks, before I'm gonna like leave you guys off, right? Like the video I'm gonna upload like right here, right now, it's gonna be like NFT art tier list on Solana. We're just gonna like curate the best art on Solana, right? Apart from how well they do with regards to airdrops, how well or like how shit like the community itself is. So like there's actually like a project doing like really well. actually like one of my fucking hatest, like the one project I hate the most actually scored quite good. So anyways, I will actually just like share it with you in a little bit. You know what? I'll actually just like share it. Oh fuck. Share it once done. It's still like 8 minutes, but fuck it. I'll share it in like a second. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it a lot. Next time, feel free to just like engage with me. Happy to have it like more in a engaging way, right? Because like at the end of the day, I want to give chat what chat wants, right? And that's it. I'm gonna enjoy the Sunday. I hope all of you do too. Let's see what NFTs are gonna do in like the coming week or so. Interesting food for thought. And let's see. Anyways, tuning out, purring out, on to the next one. I will be live tomorrow.